Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kathy of Rising Sun Organic Beyond 60. And today, coming direct from my salon, I'm going to be introducing you to all of new Jane Iredale's blushers and cream blushers and cream bronzers and the different ways you can use this. And I'm going to do I'm trying to do a short video just to introduce and do a quickie. And so I'm going to tell you, I've just came out of the treatment room where I had, if I'm kind of looking daisy, I had a dermaplane, I had a microdermabrasion, I had a facial, I had a chakra balancing. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. I might look like I was crazy, but half the time I look crazy anyway. So anyway, back to Jane Iredale. I'm really impressed with what she's come out with and the colors. And I know recently she had come out, I would say maybe a year ago, with the cream blushers. And they look, they look like this. And I believe there were like 5 colors. But they were all had some metallic in them, not necessarily metallic, but they had just were a little glowy. So she has recently come out with 5 new shades that are matte, and they're beautiful. And I'm going to kind of show you some fun things to do with them today. Also, she came out with cream bronzers. I love cream bronzers. I know if you've watched my channel before, you know that I love cream makeup on anything, especially for aging skin. And it's just, you don't have so many layers on your skin. And so, especially with powders, it gets cakey and is in your line. So you need something that's a lot more simpler. So I'm going to, just like I said, I'm going to try to make this quick, just do a quick, I'm going to show you how to use a bronzer on your eye without not having to use eyeshadows, because I'm going to be doing another video in a couple days showing my autumn spice look on my eyes. So we'll just be starting with eyes, but I think you're going to thoroughly enjoy that. So let's get started. My face is, oh my gosh, if you feel my face. Oh God, it just feels so good, so smooth. The first thing that I am going to do, and this is just something that I've been playing with. I do a lot of mature makeup. And I know that there's so many channels on YouTube, it's hard to keep up. And the thing is we don't see mature makeup. Mature, they're saying like 35, 40 years old. Well, I'm 71. So I want to just kind of show you what you can do for simplicity, because like I said, I just think less is more, as we get older. And there's some new techniques, and with the way that our industry is, I hope you'll enjoy today's video. The first thing that I'm going to start with, now she has come out with 3 brand new primers. And the primers, I don't have them in yet, but they all looked like this. And there was, let me stick my glasses on so I can read. There were, for oily skin, for brightening, and for, that's a brightening too, and for luminous. And they didn't have very good, this was always all screwed up, and so they weren't very good. But she brought out a cap like this, which is so much better. And what's nice also is the matte. If let's say you have oily skin and this, and I'll show you a little bit more in my next video. I'll go into more detail about that. But the matte is so oil, it just really reduces the oil in your skin. And remember, Jane Iredale she, you know, all of her cosmetics are skincare. So they have all the beautiful, you know, I can't rattle these all off at this time, but I promise you that I will do a video on those new primers. But today I'm going to prime my face with something totally different. And I started using, this is my liquid minerals, and that's exactly what it was. And you know, 3 years ago when I started this, well, maybe 3 years, 2 years, you know, the last few years has just gone crazy. I had never seen anything like this, and it's a tinted serum. And through COVID, I just really fell in love with this product. And because I'm going to show you, it works at a beautiful primer. And I sell this to almost 90% of my clients, because a lot of them are older and they don't want to get up and just have total. So that what they'll do is go ahead and apply their sunscreen. So you don't need sunscreen and then another sunscreen. And then, so this is a hydrating primer. Well, I use it as a primer. And it's a serum. And so what it's going to do is it's going to time release little spears into your skin throughout the day that just creates hydration. Well, in working with it, I found the best. This works as a wonderful primer. And so I'm going to start out. With some. It's got a real weird consistency. When it comes out, it almost looks like cottage cheese. And I'll show you if I can get my hand. See, I've been playing with all these colors today. So I'm just going to take it and kind of blend it in you can put it on with your fingers. And I'm going to show you how much. I've already done my eyeliner and my brows. So I'm trying to make shorter videos. That's my big, so people can enjoy them more. And I'm just kind of putting it in with a fluff brush. You can put it in with your hands. I got to get it up here. All right, let me grab another. Let me find a little bit more dense brush here. But I'll tell you what, it diffuses your pores. And so let me put there's quite a few different colors, and what I have found out that that you can wear about 4 different colors. So Jane is in November making some changes with the application, and she's also going to make the colors a little bit more user-friendly, like light to light, ultralight, you know, medium, light to medium. But look at the pretty coverage just that does. And you know, I've got old skin. I've got pigmentation all over here, but it gives the most beautiful finish. And I'm actually going to take a little bit too and put on my eyes. So it's kind of given almost like a primer like. But for day use, and let's say, okay, we're going to go out to dinner tonight. So you could come in at the end of the day and take which I'm going to do, is take a little bit of their new product, which is, gosh, I'm so blind, you guys. It's just, it's crazy. This is their new Glow Time Pro, and it also has a new dispenser, and I'm going to use that too because that's brand new. But I'm using the liquid minerals today as my primer. Like I said, we can stick it on the face, and you just blend it in. And it's to me, working more mature skin, you can, all right. You can use this as it'll hydrate your skin all day long. And this would go over your sunscreen if you were using a physical sunscreen different. All right, so I've got this. Let me see how this is looking. I've got to get close here. Okay, well, it is looking, and I'm going under my eyes and a little bit on my eyes. All right, I just dropped my glasses. Let me get them real quick. Okay, so that is our liquid minerals. And I'll tell you what, I sell so much of this. And it is, I mean, you just think, how I need a lot more coverage than that. Well, I always thought that too, but I find that as I'm getting older, I was always going for the heavy coverage. Well, it looked heavy, and I'm going to do a review. I've tried about 12 to 15 different foundations, that I've gotten from my YouTube, other influencers that said this is great and this is great. So I'm going to do a review on foundations here pretty soon, because boy, have I learned a lot. The problem is you got to use it on 70-year-old skin or 60-year-old skin, because it's acting totally different, and that's what I hope. So my next step, that was my liquid minerals. My next step is going to be my glow time, and this is so different than the other glow time, and that is still available. If you use that glow time, the original one, it's on the website, Jane Iredale's website, for probably a little more than maybe half price. So if you want to get some, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just about that much. Can you see? Let's see where about. And it's not drippy. And again, I'm just going to take it off my hand, and I'm going to work it in just a little bit right here to get a little bit more coverage. And again, I'm using the liquid minerals. So it's all right, as my primer, which you can or you can't. So let me get my mirror and make sure it's looking good. All right, so we got that far. All right, the next thing that is very exciting is her bronzer, and I'm going to show you how to work it. I'm going to use, there's 3 colors, and I'll show pictures of them up here. This is Sizzle, and this is going to be the darkest shade. I'll put these up here. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to go right underneath. I want to start at the ear. And this is a bronzer. This isn't a contour. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of a jawline. Now, a lot of times you will see them when they're doing contour, or they're going to do the forehead right here at the line, but I don't have a forehead, so I don't need to do that. I probably should wax my hair and give myself a forehead. So again, I came in, and let me make sure I don't get that mirror in front of you. So I have done, now if you need to sculpt your nose, you can do this, but I'm also going to use this as my eyeshadow color. So let me grab a brush, and I'm just going to, let me turn here, work this in, and I'm pouncing it because, and kind of working it in, because I don't want it to go, I want it to stay where I put it. And then I'm going to blend this down. And this is optional. You know, get this blended here. I need to get a neck here. So, but it's certainly, you can do this after you finished your face too. That a lot of times I will come in with the bronzer, and what you can do is take your brush and just hit the top if you don't, you know, if you don't want to use it as stripes. All right, so that's Sizzle, and that is the darkest shade. And what I like about these shades is they're not real warm. So usually contours are more cool and bronzers are more warm. Well, these are kind of in the middle. So then I'm going to take the color that I'm going to be using for my blusher today. There's new ones, and this one is, I got to get when you get older you have to have these. This is Aura, and because I'm going for like and I like to go up like a little paisley, you know, right on top of that. And so I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to stipple it. So I'm blending the two colors together. All right, let me go this way. Oh, you're going to be thrilled if you are Jane Iredale users. You are going to be thrilled. And let me know in the comments section if you've tried these and what you've experienced. And you know, her stuff is always able to use all over. Just like right now, I'm going to use that bronzer color. I'm going to use it for my eyeshadow. Like I said, I've already got my eyeliner on. So the other way you can do it too, let me show you, is she has several different, these are all different. They're your, they have 4 colors in them, and they're your bronzers and highlighters and stuff, and they kind of blend together. That's a great thing, and you can use these on the eyes too, because Jane doesn't have anything that's harmful to your eyes in her products. All right, so I kind of got this going here. I'm going to set it real quick with some lavender. And then I like to come back with, let me grab some sort of sponge and just kind of work it in. Oh. So what I've achieved is I've kind of spotted in with the glow time in the areas that I had more pigmentation, and then worked my bronzers, my bronzer, and then my cream shadows. So they're starting to look. So I'm going to take, right now we're going to start working on the eyes. And I'm going to adjust myself here so I can get close to you. So I put the liquid minerals on because that's going to continue to keep my eyelids very moist. So I'm going to take a little bit of actual concealer, and let me grab a brush. And this is going to use, well, you can do 2 things. You could use this as your primer. Jane she's redoing her lid primers, and but I'm putting a little concealer on my lid. And you know why that's so important is because that shows our age, is our lid color. And let me get over here so I can not put that mirror in front of your face. And I'm going to put my concealer underneath when I'm all done, because I don't like so many layers, like you have your makeup layer and you have your concealer or your corrector. I like to do that at the end because honestly, I make a real big mess on my eyes. So, all right, let's get started here. We're going to take a light, like a light powder, like some of your Pure Press powder, or oh gosh, you can use an eyeshadow base. I always like to you know, kind of have something that's a little powdery. It's matte. I'm looking for one right now. Hang just a sec. I put it somewhere. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to take like a neutral beige and work it in over that. And this is setting. This is making it really nice so your eyeshadow is going to stay on all day long. And I come down a little bit here. And any neutral, like if you've got powders, you've got your Pure Pressed, I usually give my clients one of those round tester ones that they can use. All right, so we're doing pretty good here. All right, so there I am doing that again. I get fouled up because, you know, it's reverse on camera and I don't know which side I'm working on. All right, I'm going to take my bronzer and let me see. I'm going to take, let's see, a fluff brush. Yes, I'm going to take Jane Iredale's fluff brush. That might be too dense. Let's see. We'll see what, you just got to have to, when you're working with the creams, you have to make sure that, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot this. And if you dot it on your bone, then you're in the right spot. Because mostly what I see with makeup is people will raise their eyes real big, and then when they come down, they have, you know, it's gone. So we don't have that color, that transition color to create our eye bone here. And I want to work this out. So I'm taking this out. You want to just follow your line. I was going to Scotch tape that today. I'll probably do that in my next video when I do my, you can also go and, it's a little fat for that. And it's buildable coverage. So you can, if you want a little bit more depth, you can build it. I always like to find different uses for things. All right, I need to get this darker, like I said. And you can see right now, it's not real dark. Let me check it out. But this is easy. Let's say this is eyeshadow 101 and you haven't worn them for a while, so you don't want to invest in a bunch of eyeshadows. And all right, so we're going to do the same here, and I'm pressing that in. To do that transition shade. And I'm just using the bronzer. I mean, there are so many other things. It's, you don't really, you could, that first palette that I showed you, there's several colors in here that you could do the same with. The only thing, it's got a lot of texture to it and shimmer. So I don't really want a lot of shimmer at this point. So again, we're working this up, so we're coming down and lifting, because this is where we're falling down. All right, so let's see how we're doing here. All right, I could get a little bit more color, but let's keep this simple. As you can see, let me get this blended a little bit more. You can go over the lid, and that's what I'm doing, because it's not so dark, but it's doing a beautiful color. You know, I was talking about having a treatment. There's in my salon, there's only 2 of us, and we've worked back and forth with each other for, like I said, almost 40 years. And we know each other like family member. And it's really interesting in this business. I think if you really want a treatment like I had today, you need to go to an independent, because in the big spas and so forth, they're all about time. They have you down, maybe 55 minutes. I can't do a cleansing for 55 minutes. You know, that's just not how I work. I mean, I work on so many different energies, just like chakra balancing, or maybe we're doing lymph drainage, or fascia release, or microcurrent. And we did, I mean, there's just so many things, but you get that from an independent. And so that's a good idea. In fact, if you have any ideas you want to share, I would love a conversation about what your esthetician does and what treatments she does, because I know that so many of them nowadays are still doing things that they did 40 years ago, because they don't teach you in school. You've got to go, and the industry changes. You've heard me say that over and over. And the technology. And so you need to go to someone who's on top of it, who is taking classes, who's on, well, everything's on Zoom anymore, to really get the best treatments and the more up-to-date. All right, I'm going to she also came out with new blushes. And these blushers, her new packaging is gorgeous. She's repackaging everything. And, but I like using these, not, kind of working them in later, or maybe on the outer. I like using them as shadows too. And they are so creamy. When you put your finger in here, the color that I'm working with right now is called Flawless. And when you put your finger in there, you think that you are in cream. Oh, but they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. So let me add it to my collection on my hand. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go in, I put some black liner of Jane Iredale's liquid liner on. And I did that for depth, because I'm going to come in with some color. Let's see, I don't know which one yet. Let's grab one of her new palettes. Oh yeah, here we go. And all the brushes that I'm using, I don't know the names of them, because I have so many different kinds of brushes. It's crazy. When I'm working with Saint, I use Saint brushes. When I'm using with Jane Iredale, I use Jane Iredale. When I'm using, it just goes on and on and on, because, it's good you've got to use a totally different brush when you're working with creams. But let me grab, okay, I'm going to grab her new palette. And let's see, this one is called, I'll put my glasses back on. I was going to keep them on top of my head. Solar Flare. So, and this is one of the ones that I'm going to be working with. So what I want to do is I'm going to take that real dark brown, and I'm just going to put it on the tip of that brush. what you also can do if you want to get a more liner look, you can wet it with the setting spray and then use it as a liner. So I'm going to just take and make a little V right in here, and I'm going to bring it underneath. Okay, so let me get that so you can see what I'm doing. So I've kind of I don't like that, you know, so many of us have, yeah, I do, but so many of us have a tattooed liner. Well, my experience is it turned bright turquoise. I look like I'm from the 60s, you know, the old Yardley paint. So I'm just working it in that outer corner, and I'm, again, as you can see, I'm just placing that in. And I mean, you don't have to do this, just the bronzer that we put on was beautiful. So I'm going to take a little bit more and do the other eye. Let me go this way. But, oh, there's so many different types of estheticians. And I realized as I went through my career that I needed to specialize in, okay, let's see, we got to balance these out here. All right, so this looks pretty crazy right now, but I'm going to blend it, okay? And then I need to take a little bit of, and then I'm going across over the liner, the black, to diffuse it. And I'm going underneath, because when we get older, we get kind of a red, our eyes start drooping. We get that red look, and it's not always the best. Then I'm going to come back with my blusher. All right, and I'm going to get all right, and let me get my hands all straight here so you can see. And this is the same blusher that I was just talking about. And I'm just going to just work it on that outer, just diffusing where I put that dark brown. So we're blending that color. And let's do the other side. And just so you're just creating like an ombre look. Here I go with my goofy mirror again. You know, one thing I'd like to say about my channel is I know I'm not as perfect as all the other YouTubers. I don't have special cameras and I don't have diffusers, and I haven't had any work done on my face. You're probably thinking, well, she should. But I'm authentic, and I've always been authentic. And my goal in my whole career is to make women feel beautiful about themselves, doing color analysis and teaching them how to dress. And that has been my whole, whole career based. I love teaching. And if I talk too long and oops, I'm doing that again. Again, I get confused. Okay. So let me see these close to see if I have them. Oh, they're looking good. Okay. I need to blend this one a little bit more. Let's see, come back and take a little bit more of that brown. What I'm going to be showing you in a couple days, I think I'm going to film it tomorrow, is Autumn Spice. And it is going to be so beautiful. Now, when I talk to you about, you know, whether you're warm or you're cool, I'm kind of in the middle. I've got dark hair. and little sparkles coming out here and there. I've got neutral skin, but my eyes are hazel, yellow, green. So I can't wear the absolute winter colors because they will sometimes overpower me unless I adjust my makeup. But I can get, and I'm going to show you that with my new makeup look with Autumn Spice, how we can transition to have an autumn look in the autumn. So that's going to be fun. All right, I'm just taking that dark brown of my palette because I want, this is a little bit lighter. This one's always lighter. Okay. And I'm just fluffing it up to make a lift. And you can even come back, for those of you that have come back with, you know, like your a real square tip, and you can make yourself a wing and then kind of blend it. If it blows your skirt up, if that's what you want, or we can just keep it simple. Okay, let's do this side. I just kind of came in right in the corner of that eye where I was working. But back to what I was talking about at my channel. I'm authentic, and that's what I want to be. And I kind of had to reevaluate where I was going with my channel because it's not growing real fast, but I know there's an audience out there. And, all right. And I thought, well, maybe because I don't have a camera, maybe I don't have filters. You know, when you look at me, you see my wrinkles, you see everything about it. But you know what? There's a lot of us out there like that. We're the baby boomers, and we aren't ready to give up yet. And we saw that through COVID, you know, where we just quit taking care of ourselves. So here we have going, unless hopefully they're blended well enough. Very simple, and I started out with our bronzer to give that definition here on the, and then I just enhanced it with different things. So right now I'm going to kind of finish up. I forgot my eyeliner. I'm sorry, my lash curler. But if you've been with Jane Iredale, you know that one of her top products is her lash. This is my little one, my samples, but her lash enhancer. Oh my God, this stuff is the best. And I didn't ever use it because I always used, you know, stuff for my lashes. But this is actually builds, and you just want it, and it goes on white and it dries. But it makes your eyelashes so long, and it conditions them. Let me kind of get closer here. And you can also use this on your brows. You can use it. You can use it on your eyelashes at night when you go to bed, because as you know, we get older, they get so dry. Whoops. They get so dry, and the mascaras that we wear that have the coal tar oh my, they just dry these out so much. I kind of really got a bunch over here. Let me get it off. But this is, like I said, I've tried many. But wait till you see how long my little stubbies are after we do this. Okay, let's take some mascara. What are we going to use? We've got all different kinds. I'm going to use her new mascara, and it is called, here we go, Beyond Lash. And it's the newest one that's come out. So give me a second here, and I will get this done with my magic 10-diopter mirror. Just kind of, and what people aren't used to, and this has just been a real learning curve, is you've got to decide what you want in a mascara. Do you want a tubing mascara? A tubing mascara are going to put little polymers around your eyelash just to make them thicker and longer. And they come off, and it comes off with warm water. So if you want a lengthening mascara, and all those different mascaras have different brushes. And I think when this first came out, let this dry, you can see those lashes, how much they've, so let me get this side. Oops, we're gonna need to put that, well, I did. It just turned on me. Okay. So this brush, I hated it, but I didn't know what it was doing. I wasn't working it right. And you know, it's kind of, it's a curling, so you can see that you just rotate that in, and it's kind of thinner in the middle. And everyone hated it, but they didn't know what they were doing. We didn't have the, we had to go to Mascara 101 and figure out why it was shaped like this. And I had to learn that too, because it wasn't my favorite either. But once I started using it and realizing how to work it, then it was something else. All right, here I am out of focus again. Okay. So I'm going to come back on the bottom, and yes, you can, that's why I do that little soft eyeshadow underneath. And if you've got liner under there, permanent liner, you really need to do that with a soft color that kind of works with your coloring, because what it's going to do, that line is going to pull that eye down and make it look older. So that's one of the tricks that we need to think about. And again, like I was saying, I've done makeup for 40 years. And I've progressed into mature because I still have a lot of the same clients. So look at those lashes. And it just is so healthy to use that lash extender. It's wonderful. Okay, let's finish this up. Now I look like a Muppet, like that, but we got to get some lips on. And that's another new thing that came out, is she had come out with, I'm going to say maybe over a year ago, with lip stains and Beyond Matte. And they were wonderful, but they had a problem with their applicator where it was drying out so much. So she just has relaunched all this. And so I'm going to come in and show you. Oops, we forgot our concealer. All right, concealer time. All right, I'm going to take, I love this. This is my, what I sell just about everyone. It's the Corrective colors. 4 different colors, and it tells you what you're doing, how to correct what. Well, I've got this ditch right here, and it's blue. And then I've got a vein here. So are we going to take a light concealer and do it all over our puff? Because all of us have that little puff underneath. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to take a little bit of this orange one here. And I'm going to just start right here. Okay, let me start right here. And I want to just work it into that ditch. That's another thing that I have really been trying. There again, I dropped it. Hang on just a second. Okay. I think it's better if I just stand. I've never filmed well, I haven't filmed on me in here. So again, and I'm going to bring it up and create this. So I have that swipe going. A little bit in here. And this is doing that cleanup. So if we have any, if we've gotten any fallout from our shadows, we're cleaning it up and we're really exaggerating that look there. Okay, let's see how we look. Is it blended? It's getting blended. That's what they need. All right, then I'm going to take a little bit, and this is, you don't have to do this, but you see it all over YouTube, is I take a little bit of my concealer or eyeshadow and I diffuse it in to make my eyebrows look more precise, since I don't have any, and I had already filled them in for you. You can also take some of your concealer and put it on the side of your nose. You can use, sometimes I use the yellow. Here I go. I'm sorry, you guys, for doing that. So here's how we look. And you know, I've got the depth of the liner, and they probably don't match, but you know the idea of it's just a little bit in that outer corner to lift this out. We've all got hoods, and to lift this outer edge. And even if you want to take some, I like to take it around my nose for those of you that have redness. And it tells you what color. I like to try to keep, when I'm working with my foundations, I like to try to keep as little of foundation right here, because the more texture you have, and the more it is. I'm looking in the mirror here to see if I'm anywhere close to being balanced. So that's one of my favorites. I'll tell you what, for one concealer, you get 4. So that's a good buy. All right, so now we're going to work on our lips. And again, you see lots of things. You can come down here and highlight under here. I'm going to spray my face real fast again and grab my Didn't that give a nice finish on my face? I mean, you know, you can hardly see my pigmentation all over here. Okay, I have to find it. Oh, I got another thing I forgot to show you. This is their highlighter. So you can take your highlighter and just put it on that bone. And you don't have to do all this thing. I just kind of wanted to show you just some of the new stuff that came out. But the lip color is going to be exciting. Those are beautiful. They just came out. We got some new shades. I'm putting everything back over here, trying to be neat. And we've got new shades. And I'm going, this is a little dark for me. So let me get my mirror, my handy dandy mirror. And so I'm going to go So I'm doing more of a liner because it is so dark. I'm going to come in with a gloss over it to lighten it up. You know, a lot of videos that I've watched have said, well, you need to not make your Cupid's bow so pronounced, to just round it out. I find a hard time doing that because mine is so pronounced, and I have a line straight down. Most people have just kind of where it's spread out like that. All right, let me get a more of a lip brush and kind of work this. Where is it? I admire those people that can just take your lipstick out and just put it on, not even have a mirror. Never been able to do that. All right, I need a tiny bit more on this side. Anyway, they want you to just kind of blend this two together. Let's see what it looks like on me. See how we blended that? I don't want to look like I said, a Muppet or like a blowfish, but it's supposed to make your lips bigger. And the color that I'm using, okay, get the glasses on, is a new one called Brazen. And this is one of the darker shades that she has come out with. But I've kind of gotten away from wearing darker shades, but I wanted to put it on for the look. So I'm going to take one of her new lip glosses. And this is, here we go again. I would have never sold lip glosses. I just didn't. And my rep said, Kathy, they are the best. And you are really going to love it because they don't get on your teeth and they're not gooey, you know, like all those ones. And so she sent me one in, and I tell you, a lot. So this is kind of gave me more of an ombre look, where it's darker. Instead of having that definite line, you know, you see everyone have, that's kind of dated. You just want to, if you do like to use a lip pencil, you want to blend it out with the brush and not leave it so definite. But the other thing that I love is her crayons. These are wonderful because they kind of give you can go in afterwards. And let's see what I have. All right, you guys, let's vote. Let's see what that looks like there. Does it make my lips look fuller, or does it look stupid? So I want you to leave a comment down there. But her lip pencils, you know, with a gloss, really work. That's kind of how I've been selling them, is with a gloss and your lip crayon, two together, and it's great. That's been kind of fun. So all right, we've got this almost handled. Let me show you what you would do if you wanted to just come back later for bronzing, okay? I like to just, I like to finish it up because my skin kind of absorbs color. So I'm going to go in with my, and I just kind of work it on my forehead. I kind of pounce it. And I'm just working with this original blusher that and then I would just start working down. Well, this is where your sun kisses you every day. So how do you think I'm looking? Not too bad for some. Oh, I'm getting closer to 72. So, you know, if you like what you're learning today, or you like my channel, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, because that really helps me grow. I'm having a little trouble growing because I don't get very many comments. I get no comments, and I've gotten my subscribers. I'm almost up to 80, but you know, let's start by sharing in the comment section. You're just helping other people understand. And the way that I like to end these, of course, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for the next one. Age isn't, you know, it's not chronological. I believe it's our soul and our spirit that is our age. And that's what I'm trying to make people feel good about themselves. Feel good if their neck is fallen. Feel good here. Be authentic. And it's, you know, let that soul come out. And I hope that I can do that and I can make you feel better. So thank you so much for joining me today.